guys, I'm Tasha and welcome to my channel. I have been reminiscing on my trip to Dubai. It's been exactly 1 month since we got back and I was sending out my postcards and I was just like, oh my gosh, I was thinking about the trip and I was so excited. So today I want to give you guys my final thoughts on the trip and an actual financial breakdown of how much it costs to go on the trip. Stay tuned. Before we get started, drop down in the comments and let me know, are you wanting to go to Dubai? Have you been to Dubai? You guys, since I've been back, I was on Instagram last night and I've seen at least 3 different travel groups that are going to be going to Dubai next year between, I want to say like March 16th through maybe like the 28th. The travel group that I went with, Changing Pace, they're going to be going next year. I mean, people are really traveling to Dubai right now. So drop down in the comments and let me know, are you interested in going? All right, let's get started. I'm going to break down the trip into 4 parts. First, I'm going to talk about flights. Second, I'm going to talk about hotel. Third, excursions. And fourth, we're going to talk about the overall cost of the trip. And then we're going to be talking about, the cost of the actual trip, everything in between, and then spending money. Let's get into it. Okay, guys, what is the longest flight that you have been on? This flight from JFK, New York to Dubai was 13 hours. This was the longest flight that I have been on. The flight was actually included in the price of our trip, but we flew in a day ahead. That way we didn't have to worry about delays and things of that nature. And so I flew from Nashville to New York. So I had to actually pay for that out of my pocket, but I had some points. So I was able to, I think it was maybe, thinking of the overall cost, I think it was probably like $320. And I actually changed my flight coming back so that, when you're traveling internationally, sometimes it takes you a little bit longer in customs. So I had went on and changed my flight to the next day. So we stayed a day before and we stayed a day after. That way you're not necessarily having to rush either before or after to get to the next airport, because when I flew into New York, I flew into LaGuardia, but when we flew from New York to Dubai, we flew out of JFK. So you just those are some things that you have to think about when you are, getting your flights. The second thing to think about during your flights, this is a 13-hour flight. No joke. So you want to make sure that you have some compression socks, and these are going to help you to where you can, get blood circulations, that, you're not getting blood clots, because, for the most part, you're going to be sitting the whole time. But I definitely got up a few times. I maybe slept for like 4 or 5 hours, and then I would wake up and I was just like, oh, are we there yet? It just seemed like it took forever. I probably watched maybe 4 or 5 movies the whole time. And the cool thing about it is, as you are boarding, they give you a blanket, and then they also give you this cool little green bag, and it has like a toothbrush, toothpaste, a mask, some socks. They give you these green socks. They are so cool. And a mask. So these things are so cool. But the thing is, make sure you don't forget to take it with you, even if you don't use it, because most of the time when you're traveling on those kind of things, you usually bring those things ahead of time. But like, ladies, these bags, you can use these, and gentlemen, I'm sure you can put like your shaving stuff in it as you travel down the line. These things come in handy, and you pay for it when you bought your flight. Now, we stayed at the tallest 5-star hotel in the world, the Marriott Marquis. Oh my gosh, you guys, this hotel was amazing. It's so amazing. It has 2 towers. Not 1, but 2. Ooh, and I think it has 81 floors. We stayed on, I want to say, the 44th floor. The one thing about this hotel, so you have a room key panel. You hit the panel to get into the room. And then when you get into the room, they have this slot where you have to put your key, your card key inside of it. And you have to keep it there the whole time. So good thing it was me and my sister. And it keeps the lights on. Now, this was the funniest part of the whole thing. We could never figure out how to either just turn on the bathroom lights or turn on the main lights. It was hilarious. Or if I wanted to leave and she didn't want to leave and I had my key in there, then if I took it out, then the lights would go out. It was hilarious. Now, guys, I thought I had got me some pretty good footage of the room, but I had only got footage of the bathroom. The bathroom was so nice. It was huge. It had a standing shower, and then it had a huge tub where you could get in it. Probably like 2 people could get in it. It was beautiful. And then it had its own separate restroom where the toilets were, and it had like a bidet and a regular toilet. So cool. Now, the one thing about Dubai, the restrooms everywhere that we went were 5-star, clean. No, none of the restrooms were dirty, except we went to Abu Dhabi and we went to a gas station restaurant, you guys. And I would say, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like all the other restrooms. Pretty much everywhere we went, the restrooms were nice. Now, going back to the hotel, the rooms were huge. So you had like 2 chairs, you had a TV. The only thing that it didn't have was a microwave. I'm just so surprised that it didn't have a microwave. And the one downside to the hotel that I didn't like, although you could pay like an additional laundry charge, because most of the time when you're traveling, you might not want to take all your dirty clothes back home, and you might want to go ahead and wash everything. Most hotels, even like the 4 and 5-star hotels, usually have like a laundry room, but they did not have a laundry room. I would say that's the only downside, but everything else was amazing. They had several restaurants within the hotel. Oh my gosh, this was the best, hands down. When you're traveling to Dubai, you want to make sure that you are staying in a nice hotel. And it was in a central location. It was in the Business Bay area of Dubai. Just beautiful. I would say stay in the Marriott Marquis Hotel. Beautiful. Now, I forgot to let you know that our hotel was included in the price of our trip. As I stated, we went on this trip through a travel group, Changing Pace, and it was about like 25 of us that went. It was from March 12th through March 18th. So I say you got to take maybe 2 days off, because you got to think you traveling to there and you traveling back. I'll get into the actual cost later in the video at the end, so keep watching and I will let you know. So now we're in the excursions, and this is where the fun starts. The way that Dubai is laid out, so you got Dubai and then you got Abu Dhabi. Now Abu Dhabi is maybe like an hour, maybe 2 hours. It was 2 hours away. So we did several excursions. Now, I am so glad that we did this trip through a travel group, because they had booked all of our excursions. Now, we had like 1 free day. That was when we first got there. And then, some of the other things we were able to, like maybe like at night, we could, do things. But for the most part, all of our excursions were taken care of. So first, we went on a safari dune riding tour. The safari tour was a sunset tour, but the only thing was, on this day, it was a little cloudy, so we didn't get to actually see a sunset, but it was beautiful. It didn't rain, but it really doesn't ever rain in Dubai, but it was a little cloudy. It was beautiful. We did the sand duning, and that was crazy because that's where they are, we're in like a Jeep, and then they're just driving so fast and going and, all this and that. So that was fun. And then you were able to do like camel riding. They had sandboarding, but the only thing that I wish that I would have been able to do was a sandboarding because the excursion didn't start until, well, we didn't leave until like 4. And so it was quite a ride. I don't know if it was maybe like 45 minutes because it was going to be a sunset tour. So by the time we did the sand duning and we got to the actual spot that we were going to have dinner, it had started to get dark. And so I had went and got henna done. Then I went and did the camel riding. So first I would tell you, ladies, if you get the henna, let it dry a little bit. She told me to let it dry for like 30 minutes. Y'all, I got the henna, and then I probably like 15 minutes I went and got on the camel riding. And so it kind of messed up a little bit because it wasn't dry. And then it got dark, so I couldn't do the sandboarding. And because you had to go up this huge sand dune, so that you can come down. But I didn't have time, so I want to go back to Dubai because it was amazing. And I want to do like a sunset tour where I can actually see the sunset, but maybe kind of do it like starting during the day, and then that way I can do the sand boarding and it won't get dark. And then we had dinner, and then throughout the dinner we had a belly dancer, we had a fire blower, there was a guy that was dancing, the drinks were included. It was beautiful. And I mean, it's in the desert. The restrooms were impeccable. The restrooms were so clean. I'm telling you guys, the one thing about Dubai is that the roads, it was not a bump, or the roads were amazing. The restrooms were amazing. It was very clean. It's just an amazing place to go. So the next day we went to the frame. Now the frame is beautiful. It looks like a picture frame, and it's basically showing you like where Dubai came from, where it is now, and where it's going 50 years later. It's gonna be like the Jetsons. It already looks like, I cannot think of this movie. I'll have to come back with you on that. But Dubai is crazy. It is amazing. We had so many excursions. We went on a dinner cruise. I was scared at first because I'm kind of picky. I wasn't for sure how the food was going to be. And the food was amazing. I probably went like twice. The food was really good. And even on this dinner cruise, the restrooms were amazing. And it was clean even in a little dinner cruise. The night skies, the way that the buildings light up, it puts you like next level New York. It was amazing. We also did like a old Dubai tour where we went to like the Dubai Museum. We had a water taxi. Like I said, we went to Abu Dhabi, and this was like 2 hours away. So this is why I like the fact that we went with a travel group, because the Ubers and the taxis were kind of expensive. So I cannot even tell you how much it would cost to get from Dubai to Abu Dhabi. Now they do have a transit system, but I can't remember if it goes all the way to Abu Dhabi, but I'm sure that would be kind of expensive. So the fact that we were able to, they had all the excursions for us, we had transportation. There were a couple of times like we went to the mall. They have about 6 malls there. They have the world's largest mall there. One of the malls has an ice rink, but probably way bigger than what I'm explaining it. They have an aquarium in the mall. The aquarium, even like on the outside, was pretty. That was gonna be one of our excursions, but by this time the Rona had kind of was starting to impact the trip, so we wasn't able to actually go into the aquarium because we had went to the mall one day, and then like a few days later we were gonna go back to the aquarium, but we didn't get to go. um, we were able to go to the mosque, but we were only able to go to the outside. We wasn't able to go to the inside because at this point, the Rona kind of was messing us up and they had closed it. But we were able to get some pretty good pictures. So that's why I have to go back to Dubai, because we weren't able to go into the Burj Khalifa as well. Now, this is one of the tallest buildings, and they have a butterfly at the top, and I love butterflies, and I wanted to take a picture with it, but it was beautiful. Even though they had closed some of the things down, we were still able to do things. So it wasn't like we were ever just in the hotel. Like I said, we did a water taxi, we went to the gold souk, we went to the spice souk, and this is where it gets crazy. Like they're like Obama, Nicki Minaj, and it is We Love Obama. It is hilarious. It's crazy. You want to make sure that you have money, and you want to make sure that this is where your negotiating skills are going to come into play, because they are going to try to, start high, but you have to be able to negotiate. Our tour guide, she was able to negotiate some things for me to get some pretty good deals. They have a lot of different things. I got me this cool purse, and then I got me this other purse. I actually got this out of the I got this one at the souk, but I got this one at the hotel shop. I have to go back because they had so many other things that we really didn't have as much time in the souk as I would have liked. We had lunch at the Armani Hotel. This hotel is amazing. Now, I thought that the Marriott Marquis Hotel was nice. Now, this Armani Hotel, I want to say it's like $3,000 a night to go there. They have private entrances, helicopter pad. It is amazing. We also had lunch at the Emirates Hotel. This hotel was amazing, and it's a few $1,000s a night there as well. But I would say probably a reasonable hotel would be the Marriott Marquis Hotel. But these other hotels, it was just nice to be able to go in it and then experience, even though we didn't get to go into an actual room, but we had, lunch, and you could sightsee. It was beautiful. If you have a chance to go to Dubai, you have to go. All right, guys, this is what you're here for, to find out how much was this trip. Now, I broke this down into 4 parts. So first, the actual trip itself, then flights and Ubers, currency exchange, and other. For the actual trip itself, it cost $2,890. Now, what did that include? That included your flight from New York to Dubai, hotel at the Marriott Marquis, all of our excursions. We had breakfast for 4 or 5 nights, and that was at the Marriott. We also had 4 dinners. Well, we also had 2 lunches and 2 dinners, and then our transportation. Except for, like a few times when we had the first night where we can do things on our own, and then like at nighttime, if you wanted to do stuff, that transportation you had to provide. The second part is for my flights and Uber. Now, like I said, I had to get a flight from Nashville to New York. I used points for that, but those points equaled out to, I want to say, like $320 or $340. Also, I had to pay for my Ubers and food, and that was maybe about $111. 3. currency exchange. Now, I exchanged my currency at Bank of America. I went on their site and I ordered me my currency. I went to pick it up. So I exchanged $157, which came to $510 or $20 in dirhams, which is Dubai's currency. Also, when we were at JFK, they had a currency exchange, and so then we exchanged, each of us. So I exchanged maybe about 110 more dollars, and so that was about $300 as well. So total currency came out to be maybe 267. Now, now this is going to include, I ate at the hotel like for lunch a few times and dinner, and then also, purchasing gifts, for my family, my co-workers, and then some stuff for myself. That came out to $301.45. So altogether, the trip cost $4,180.46. Also, with the hotel in New York, 2 nights, going and coming, that would have been $342, but my mom covered that because she let us use points. So if we would have had to pay for that, it would have came out to $4,522.46. Now that was just for me, not for my sister. She had to pay for her own trip. Now I did a video where I said, was $522 enough spending money in Dubai? Now this was after, like all of my other expenses, was paid and the trip was paid. No, this was not enough money. $522 was not enough money, but I should have known because one of my co-workers, he told me that, when you go to Dubai, you need a lot of money. Not to say I didn't believe him, but, sometimes it's like, you're on that budget life and I thought maybe $520 would be enough. And then I had exchanged money, so then I had $800. That still wasn't enough. So I would say maybe you really need like over $1,000. I would say if I had just a little bit, I pretty much was able, anything that I wanted, I was able to get because I did take my Marriott Bonvoy card with me because I was going to get 6 times the points if I used it in the hotel and then just for traveling. Now I did pay that off when I got back, so I do not have a balance on the card. But, when you're going on the trips, since this was probably the most expensive trip that we had been on, I still wanted to kind of not spend like so much money and not go crazy. So I still kind of wanted to have a budget, but also not deprive myself, I guess. But it all worked out. I had an amazing time. I will go again. My sister and I are trying to decide when we're going back. I don't know if we're going to go back just the 2 of us or with a travel group. Either the travel group that we went with the last time, the Changing Pace, or because there's another lady that I know, her travel group is going in March. So I don't know. Maybe I might go with them. But I do feel like the perks of going with the travel group is that, especially with your transportation, and especially depending upon what hotel they're going to stay, I just feel like I would just feel a lot more safer, even though Dubai is safe. And I almost feel like I could go by myself. I could probably move there. I had such a good time and I felt so safe, even in the midst of, the Rona and how that was kind of transpiring. They were still calm over there. Everything was still organized. So I had an amazing time. I hope that you can check out some of my other videos that I actually posted. I did post some while I was there, and then I posted some when I came back. But I must tell you, this was like a trip of a lifetime. And it's like you really have to be there to even make it like really what it was. I don't even know that the pictures and how I'm explaining it is even doing it any justice, because it was just amazing. Like even when I was doing my postcards, just remembering me being there, I was just like, oh my God, it was so much fun. So I would definitely say go to Dubai. It is a must. Now, I hope that this has been helpful to you. Please like, subscribe, share with a friend. Drop down in the comments and let me know, are you going to be going to Dubai? Maybe next year.